Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mari and I'm gardening in the lower Hudson Valley, New York. This is considered zone 6B7A. We're a bit of an in-between zones here and we have just moved to this property last fall. So now in the spring we're discovering tons of exciting things, including the cherry blossoms over here right behind us that we had no idea were here when we moved in. So today we're going to take a little walk around and see what's coming up. This is officially spring for us, so it's a very exciting time to show you guys. We're going to start here in the front side of our property today. We're going to take a look at the snow dig raised beds that we made together last fall and at the pond as well. And then we're going to walk around and I'll show you how the vegetable garden is doing in the back. We're still in the progress of making a fenced-in area, but I already have some things growing in a few planters that I want to show you guys soon. So we're going to see the progress on that. But let's start here first with the cherry blossoms. So we have a couple of them and they have just started to bloom. As I said, we had no idea they were here when we moved in. So that was a very nice, beautiful surprise. They have just started, so a couple days ago, they started opening their buds. So in a couple weeks, I think they're going to look even better. And I'll try to film a video to show you guys how that looks too. So beautiful. And there's another one of them by our driveway closer to our house that I'll show you guys in a minute. But now we're going to move to this side. You can see that the grass has greened up a lot if you have watched our last February garden tour. I did not do one in March because we had so much rain and the wind was actually hard to film outside. But I wanted to do this early April one so you can see what's going on here in the spring. And I'll probably just do another one at the end of April so we can see the progress on that as well in this exciting time of the year. So let's start here with this very long 50-foot raised beds. We've made this last fall when we moved. I believe in October. I have a video about it if you're curious. I have already planted a few things in here. So I have started some cool flowers from seed that like to be planted while it's still cold outside. And here on this little side of the bed, we have some lisianthus. They're tiny little things and planted close together. They're supposed to become very beautiful flowers in the summer. I have not had much luck growing lisianthus before, but I'm excited for this year and see how those are going to turn out. On this side, I have some sweet peas. They are beautiful cut flowers, and I have planted a row of them all the way up to there. I have seen someone do this natural trellis system here on Instagram, and I'm trying to do something similar, put these twigs here to show you guys. Someone was just grabbing twigs that fell in the floor, and then it was sticking in the middle of the raised beds all together to make some sort of support system for the sweet peas to climb. And I thought it was a great idea, so you can just use whatever you have and have a more natural looking. So this is something I'm going to keep working on during this month. When we do some cleanup next week, the peas are still kind of small. Those are not edible. Those are just the cut flower variety. And they're still just starting to send out the tendrils, but it's cold still, so they're not going to grow that fast. So we still have a little bit of time. They have been transplanted a week ago, and everyone is doing well so far. Last night was below freezing. We're in the high 20s, and everyone is fine. No one seemed to care very much. I have some pansies in here on this side. Sorry about the wind. And some other pansies there. Some more here. Kind of interplanted around, zigzagged, because I wanted to sow some calendula seeds in between. I think they'll look nice with the sweet peas. And the reason why we're planting flowers in here this first year, it's because this is a new property and I don't really know much about the soil. I had tons of extra flower seeds, so I decided to just do this full beds with flowers this year to see how it goes. This is a rental property, and our landlord has told us that we have lots of wildlife activity in here and that she has a hard time gardening for vegetables. So we just wanted to test the waters this year and plant flowers in here and see how they do. And I thought of doing the cool season ones mostly because they will grow quite strong and resilient once the weather starts warming up. So maybe they'll be a bit more tolerant for the pests too. In this little area here, we have all the snapdragons. I started them all from seed as well, and I have a video about it if you're curious to see the varieties. I have some status in here and some scabious. Only 4 of my scabious made it. I have some space here. I'm still working on planting stuff, and then right there in the front I planted some smaller things. So the reason why I have this gap here is because I wanted to make sure I do the smaller things in the front and the taller things in the back. So here we have some stock, which is a quick crop. It only flowers once and dies, but I love the flowers and the smell of it. It's also edible and you can use for cooking. So I'm excited to see how they're going to do here for us this year. They love the cold weather, so I wanted to put them out soon too. Same thing with all of these things back there, snapdragons and lysianthus and sweet peas. They do better if they're planted very early, about 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date in the spring. And then here I have some scabiosa more, I think, and some phlox. We'll talk more about them when they're in bloom. It's hard to know when they're just tiny seedlings like this. On this side we have the ranunculus. That it was my favorite spring flower, and I had lots of luck growing them last year, so I wanted to grow them again, a little bit more of it this year. I bought some new corms and my germination was not that great, but I still am going to have a good amount of it. This whole bed is planted with ranunculus. We also started these corms together. There's a video about it, and they're doing very nice here on the beds. They're loving it outside. As soon as I planted, they started putting out lots of growth, which is great. And back here I have just pre-sprouted some corms that I saved from my own ranunculus last year. So they are starting to come up. You can see these little things in here, but I just did the first process that I show on the videos for those guys, pre-sprouting. And then once it starts sending roots and shoots, I just planted them right away since these other guys were already doing so good. I have a bit more ranunculus in the middle there, and then some anemones in the front. I planted some foxgloves and some other things around in the back here just because I had extra. And here is the pond area that we plan to do lots of work on this year too. Very exciting. I haven't planted many things along the pond yet, mainly because I don't have the beds prepared, but I have put some tarp down to try to kill the grass and make some spaces for some early plantings, and hopefully we can get that going soon. I have some native flowers that I have started from seed in the back that I plan to put here. We're going to take a look at that as well. And here I have made just a little space with some cardboard and mulch, and I planted some things, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I also already did some root backing there, and so more here. We'll see how those go. Those are very small, so it's just an experiment. I have no idea if they're gonna make it or not, but we're gonna watch it together through the season too. But my plan is to plant the whole edge of this pond this year if I can, with lots of native flowers. And if I don't have enough, I'll add some annuals too, just to bulk it up and make it pretty and give tons of nectars to the pollinators this year. This area here in the back, I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. We do have some sun in here and it's big. I have marked an area that we might plant some things here, and we tried to cover crop last year. It didn't really work because we had a drought, so none of this is germinated. And we tried to do over grass, so it was just an experiment. Oh, there's some ducks in the pond. Look at that. Those guys. They come visiting. They're not even scared of us anymore. Before, when we opened the door of the house, they all fly, but I guess they know we're harmless, so they're just swimming around and enjoying the water. Sometimes I have 20 of them at once. It's kind of cute. We love it. But anyway, let them enjoy their little foraging adventure there. It looks like they're eating something. I'm going to return to the tour. So this area is to be determined. I don't know what I'm going to do here yet, but I'd love to do some bigger crops like corn and even a line of the summer Zano tomatoes that I have started. We'll see. We'll decide that together through the season. Look at the pond. I can't stop looking at the ducks. I get distracted. So cute. Anyway, but that's it for this side. That area over there, we plan to not do anything, just leave this nice mossy area for us to enjoy and look at the pond and sit by the garden. So we're mostly just working around the pond and on these beds there. So now we're going to take a walk to the back of the house to look at the vegetables that we have already growing there. Let's take a quick detour here. This is the mulched area that we are preparing for this fall. This was all grass, and we got some free mulch delivered last fall, and we tried to spread lots of it already because we want to do a little shade garden and lots of bulbs in here for next spring, and we wanted to prepare the soil a year ahead to make sure this mulch has some chance to break down. But then when we were working on it, this whole pile froze because it got cold quite fast. So now it finally has defrosted and we'll be able to start working on it again. But the plan is just to spread this whole thing around here and try to make a thick layer and then plant bulbs. Here is the other cherry blossom. Whew, my hands are cold. It's very cold today. We had a stretch of warm weather, but now it just got cold again. This one is not as close to bloom like the other one. You can see here it's just starting, has some little pink buds. But this is cool that's close to our house. It's a little smaller than the other ones as well. So we'll see. I'll show you guys when this one decides to bloom. Here we have the little bed that I made last year to bring the perennials that I had in our New York City garden. And I planted some daffodils in here too, and check them out. They're all coming up and are going to be blooming soon. We're a bit behind here in New York City. They are in bloom. I went there this weekend, but here we're still having them just budding. So I'm excited to show you guys too how they're gonna look like in just a couple days, hopefully, or the next week. Things are coming back in this bed too. You can see the butterfly bush is coming back. Our hydrangea, not yet, but I saw some swelling buds the other day. I interplanted some stock in here that I had extra just to see what they would do. Again, they flower very fast, probably in a month or so, and then you have to take it out the whole plant, so the other things are coming up will have space to grow. The peonies are coming back. This one is the one that Eileen gave to me. I did a little garden tour of her garden in Queens last year, and she was very generous and kind to give me a little cutting of one of her peonies. And look at that, we have 6 eyes coming back. 5 eyes coming back from that, which is super cool. What else is in here? I have some feverfew, some other little things that we talk more about it too. We'll stay in bloom. They are in bloom, but it's cool to see they're coming up. We haven't done much in our bamboo patch over there. We are planning to use it as material to build our garden in the back that I'll show you to you guys in a minute. And then here we have some other stuff that some previous tenants have planted. So this is some probably regular yellow daffodils, but they haven't bloomed yet. And on the side of our house, we have some more too, but take a look at that in a minute. But we're gonna come to this side first where I have planted some things when we just moved in as well. First awesome notice is that the peony, the big mature peony that I had in my backyard and transplanted here has returned. Look at how many eyes we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 eyes. How exciting is this? So nice. She came back nice and strong, so very relieved. I was afraid she was not gonna make it because we transplanted the bare roots here dormant when we moved in September. Here's a butterfly bush that this branch looks dead, but there's some new growth there, so she's probably going to come back too. This is a rose that a friend of mine gave to me last year as a cutting, and she's coming back too, which I'm relieved and excited because we had a cold winter and I was afraid she was not gonna make it. This rose here was already here when we moved in. I planted some rudbeckia, some other things in here. Again, we talk more about it when they're in bloom. And then we have this irises that was already here in our property when we moved as well. Now, here on this side of the house, this was already all here when we moved in. There's things coming up. I don't really know what this is, so we'll see in a couple weeks. There's some irises. Those here are daylilies. I can recognize the sprouts because we had them in our previous garden before, so it's nice that there's already a few things growing here. There's some hostas that I didn't do anything with last year. These little chartreuse things are foxgloves that I interplanted everywhere from the extra ones I had. Oh yeah, the hostas are coming back. There we go. See some shoots in there. Wonderful. I probably should clean up this. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. All of this here, one of you guys helped me identify these little sprouts. This rose campion, I think. So I'm just going to let them be and see what they're going to do. This year is this is the original plant and obviously self-seeded everywhere. But, I have so much work to do everywhere else in the garden. I'll let them be for this year. And then we have this beautiful little muscari, I think, here that someone else planted too, previous tenant. So I'm so excited that they took the time to do that and we can enjoy it now in the spring. There is some more in here too. And the hostas are coming back in here too. So exciting times. This is going to be looking very different, I imagine, in just a week or so. Okay, and this is our backyard area. We I have a new addition here, a raised bed. I'll talk about that in a minute. And then our green stalks that I love. Both of them are planted. You can see more there behind there in a minute. We have our new bench. Here I bought some new hoops. We have our winter sowing jugs here with our native plants. Lots of things happening. And there where it's the mulch, when you can see some mulch back there, is where I'm going to make a fenced-in vegetable garden. It's a project that we're going to work on this month. Let's start here with this brand new raised bed that I planted a couple weeks ago. And I covered with this because we had below freezing temperatures and I had this hoop, so I just decided to cover. But I asked Vigo Garden, they gifted me this bed, and I asked if they could gift me the cover system as well, because I saw they have an awesome one on their website, and they said yes. So it's super exciting. We got a 4-in-1, one that's a cover and a trellis and a wall trellis, a bunch of stuff. So super cool, and I'm excited to show you guys. But for now, I have just this old school hoop system here. I have them clipped. Oops, and I'm gonna take it out here to show you guys how it's looking. Opened this. Look at that. I love opening this every time because I feel that they're just getting his like a little surprise. It gets better and better every time I open, so it's exciting. Keeping them covered also helps with pest damage and all of that, so no one is eating it. Everything's looking good, so that's very nice. They do look a little cold. This guy looks a little cold because this morning is chilly, but they'll be okay. I'll cover them back up after I finish this video. And look how much I have grown. If you watch the video where I actually put them together, they look pretty good, especially this cabbage. Look at this color. Oh my God, so beautiful. This is a purple Napa cabbage, some kohlrabi in here, some cauliflower in the middle. The cauliflower takes a bit of a longer time to grow, but we'll see, you get in there. There is a new addition to here though that I did not in camera. I sowed a bunch of radish seeds everywhere, and they are all sprouted. This guy sprouted so fast, I think like in a couple of days that I put the seeds down, they have already sprouted. This is a purple radish that I wanted to grow here just for a quick harvest before these brassicas get too big and mature. And I have some onions interplanted in here too, and some herbs as well. But it's looking pretty good, and I'm excited to get the new cover for it too. Look at that. I'm gonna cover it back actually because it's windy, and then we're going to move on to the other side. I want to make sure these guys are nice and comfortable in here. These are not appropriate hoops, so they come out sometimes when I take off the cover. So I'm just gonna make sure I put them back in. And I'm excited to get the the fitting one for this. And now just this little piece of roll cover over here. I tied it with a couple knots for the size, but I'm also going to clip it to keep it in place. And since I have the camera on a stand, I'm just going to go ahead and open these green stalks too. We're going to remove the covers. Oh my God. So much growth on this one. I haven't opened this in a couple of days. Oh my goodness. That's beautiful. This one is with brassicas. I have some kohlrabi and broccoli and kale in here. Oh my good. Oh, look at that. They're so big. I think keeping the covers on. Oh my gosh, look at how much strawberry has grown. So I think keeping the covers on, helps obviously keeping them warmer. So I guess they grow a little faster as well. So it's another benefit of it. I got some of the new trellis to test it on the top here to give them a bit more height, to give the cover a bit more height. There we go. They also look a little cold, but they'll be fine. Oh my God, they're so nice. Beautiful. Okay, let's take a closer look at these ones first. Oh my goodness. Can you guys believe it, how much it grew since I planted? It's incredible, huh? It looks so much bigger. Maybe I can put a picture on the screen for comparison. And last time you guys seen this when I just planted these green stalks. They are huge. Look at the size of my hand. And this broccoli. I mean, they're still small. They'll go a lot more. But they have put a lot of growth in a couple weeks, more than I expected, which is awesome. And it's been cold, so they do enjoy the cold weather. Look at the strawberries. Maybe have a good strawberry year this year. Look at the size of this leaf. Oh my goodness, it's probably like the compost that I put it in here to amend it too, because I haven't fertilized them. They're just growing on whatever was in the soil. So nice. And the other side looks the same. I'm going to go around, just spin it. Those are in a spinner. so it's easy for me to move. They're kind of heavy when they're wet. Because it's cold, they have still been retaining a lot of moisture in the soil. And those look a little droopy, but I don't think it's because it's cold. Actually, maybe it was because of the sun, because the other ones in the back were just fine. So maybe got a little hot with the cover and the sun. So I'm just gonna flip it and give these guys a break for a little bit and leave this uncovered while I am here. They'll be fine. They would look just as plump as the other ones in an hour or so. Here we have this one. This actually is exciting too, because I just noticed. This one that I have put these little seed houses in some of the pockets and sold some seeds together with you guys in November too. Check this out. We have lots of seedlings. Obviously, I didn't tag them, so I don't know where they are. We are going to have to wait until they get a little bigger so I can tell the difference between them. But I think I put some thyme in here and some pansies. And I always have stuff self-seeding because these green stalks here, this is a weed. You can pull it out. I have this stone green stalk here for, it's going to be 5 years now. Going in this 5th season. So lots of things volunteer and come up on their own here because of my old garden. But once they get a little bigger, I'll give you guys a closer look too. And now let's look at this beautiful one here. Look at that. Gorgeous. These bok choys are getting so big, I'm probably gonna be able to harvest. Look at this. This one is I could harvest it if I wanted to. Look at the stalk. Amazing. Maybe I'll give another week and then harvest. And then I have some seedlings that I can actually just replace them with. I ended up buying some of the more of the purple ones. This guy that I didn't have much luck with germination because my seed was old. So I bought new seed for different variety. I got a purple pak choi this time. And once I harvest those bigger ones, I'm going to replace it with that. I have started the seeds there inside already. So that's nice. And we have a pansy in here. That's gorgeous. I don't know the variety because I mixed my seeds, but it's from some stuff that I had from Johnny's and from the Hudson Valley Seed Company. And then I have some tatsoi in here, some spinach. This look like this year planted spinach, the one that I started from seed. You see how this side, because of the sun, some of them are a little droopy. So we're going to do the same. Give these guys a little break. It's hard to do with one hand, but I'm going to rotate it. Look how big this is. Oh my goodness. I like to check the stalks on my bok choy because I like them to be a bit thicker when I harvest. Beautiful. Very nice. But here's the update on this leafy green stalk greens too. And I have some of the pansies haven't bloomed yet. I only have one that bloomed, but I put some pansies in here and some in here. This look like they will bloom soon, but looks pretty good for a couple weeks of growth. I am very proud of them that they're doing well and they're liking the home out here even though it's cold. Here I have been putting seedlings to acclimate. I didn't put them this morning because it was too cold. It's below freezing. I don't want them to be here when they're that small. So we'll take a look at that another day. But this is all my seedling hardening off station. Those guys are fully acclimated. They can take it. So that's why they're out. And we have a new addition to the garden too. Another new addition. We have this potting bench here that my husband got for me for my birthday. I've just put the covers that I took out from them here, from the green stalks in here. And I'm loving it, but I have already started using it, of course, because I can't hold myself. But we do want to finish it and paint a different color or something or stain it so it can last longer. But we'll do that when it gets a bit warmer. I have my onions here that I actually forgot to put outside. How's that? I hope they're inside, I'm sorry. I might put them in when I come in after the tour today. This is a bit of soil blocking experience that is a bit failed. Woof, the wind. I don't need to see that. If it works, I'll let you know. These guys here, I got in the farmer's market. I couldn't resist and I got some new pansies on the farmer's market. I had a dinner I had to cook for and I actually harvested the pansies to garnish the plates for a more fine dining fancy experience. I had to create a menu for a new restaurant that's going to open up. So I harvest them all, but they're all blooming again, which is cool. And here are my own pansies that I started from seed. Some of them are about to bloom too, but they are kind of root bound. I haven't really potted them since I planted them, so they need a little love. I need to take some time to upgrade them or to plant them out. And last but not least, we're going to take a look at our winter sowing experiment with all of our native flowers that we're going to plant around the pond. And I'm happy to say that most of them have germinated. Look at that. There's tons of baby seedlings everywhere. I haven't opened this yet. They have been the way it was for a while. This one, I don't see any germination. I planted this in January, most of them, and some in February. but they're looking good. A few things still have to come up, but it's looking like a win. There's lots of germination everywhere, so I'll probably have to separate these guys and give them a bigger home too, because I want to have lots of it to be able to plant around our pond. And if you're curious about the varieties, I have a video starting them too, so I can link the videos in the description down below, so you can watch that too. And that's it. So exciting. It's going to be cold for 2 more days, going below freezing, so I'll leave them as they are. But maybe if it gets a bit warmer next week, I might have to open the tops, since now they have some seedlings in them, so they don't get too hot. So I'll take you guys along for that too. And I'll also make sure to let you guys know and keep you updated on all of this garden progress here for the fenced garden. I have to build a fence on this. We have already put some mesh wire underneath because we have tons of groundhogs. I've already seen them. They live below there. I've seen at least 2 come up here all the way to my green stalks, but since they're covered, they haven't done anything to them yet. And that's why I'm keeping it covered when I'm not home. If I can see them, I'll leave them open. But if I'm out, I'm going to always cover them because I don't want to come back to no plants. You know, so much hard work we put into them. I started all of this from seed. I've been nurturing them for months, so I don't want them to just get eaten in a day. So we're keeping them nice and covered. And we will work on cleaning out that area too, to just be able to see the river in the back and just maybe control the wildlife coming in so close to us at least. Not sure if it's going to work or not, but we want to clean it anyway because there's lots of invasive stuff that we wanted to take out. And we're going to build these raised beds in this garden with this bamboo that's behind us. We're excited for that. We cut some already, and we read that you have to let it cure. We leave it here over the winter. We're not sure. We're going to learn together. We're all learning, and we'll see how that's going to work for us this year. We bought a wheelbarrow. Yay! Finally, 2 days ago. I'm excited. I also got compost. Oh my gosh, so many updates. I forgot we had so many things going on. Pile, 1 cubic feet, cubic yard of compost. I have moved some to the front already. And here it's a tarped area that I'm going to plant flowers. Our fenced garden is going to come up to here. That's where, just because we only had enough wire to put down for this much, and we're going to start slow and learn about it, and then maybe expand the garden through the season or next year. And here I plan to put my more precious crops that I don't want to lose for the wildlife, like our tomatoes and peppers and eggplants and squash and beans and all of that. So it's not a lot of space. This is, I think it's, I don't remember right now, 500 square feet, maybe 400. But we're going to put a couple pots in here. This fence is going to come all the way to this lined area here. Outside, there's 2 feet in there and 4 feet in here. So I could put a couple pots on each side. And then the raised bed's going to go in the mulched area. We might still mulch here if we have plenty of mulch. We'll see. But we wanted to build the beds first, then build the fence, and then see how it goes. So this is all going to happen now in April, and most likely next week we're going to start doing these beds already. And that is mostly it for this garden tour. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but we're going to definitely do another one a little bit later in April when everything's a bit farther along and the garden's looking more like a garden, when these things are all hopefully built and up and running by the end of the month. If you want to see how the garden looked in February, I will link a video right over here so you can watch that tour next. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you next time.